Today's Monday. It's my first day back to the studio. Right now it's 9 o'clock, as you can see. And I hope today's gonna go well. I think it will. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Let's head to the car. So we shot the music video the other day, and it went really well. It's actually sort of like what I'm doing now. It's like I'm driving in the car type of video, so we'll see how it pans out. It could be something that's like a little stupid, maybe, but if done well, I think it could really pan out in this cool way. We're using like a green screen in the background, like I did with the other videos. I've used some green screen stuff, and I have this idea for it that might be really cool. But the song's coming out in about like 2 weeks ish, so we have some time to edit the video and get it to exactly how we sort of want to get it to. The other week we acoustically treated the studio properly, and lately I've been having like a lot of people come through, and I'm producing stuff for people, and that's really cool and everything. Like, it's interesting because I feel like I'm starting new again and starting this whole career path, so I thought it'd be cool to like document some of this stuff that I do like on a daily basis, and you guys get a sense of who I am. So I do feel like in the past I haven't been very open with who I am as a person, and I've sort of been hiding behind characters and stuff like that. But I think like from now until whenever, I'd like to be more like forward and open with you guys. And I think that would be pretty sick. Let's get to it. Let's answer some questions from the previous video, which I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and I would get to the answers. Oh my gosh, I'm really not good at keeping this steady. No, I'm just gonna hold the camera. Question 1. Samurai Slayer 98 asks, what are your favorite instruments? My main instrument is piano. I've been playing piano since I was a little kid. I can't really remember how long, but it's been a very, very long time. But I also play guitar, and I play drums a little bit, and produce music. Jeremiah Combs asks, out of all the songs that you've released, if you had to pick one song as your favorite, what would it be? That's a tough question, dude, because I like them all. It really depends on the day. I think my favorites, like the staples, are like Lonely, Falling, Thrive. Those are all good, but today I'm feeling like my favorite song is I'll Never Go, which is the first song off my first EP, Snow Ghosts. So check that out. Ace D asked this, was that you that did the yeah around 153 and 207 in I'll Never Go? It catches me off guard every time I listen. Haha. In a good way. And 2, would you consider making an acoustic version of any of your albums and EPs? So to your first question, yes, I am the one who's screaming yeah, which is, I just felt like gave a good like rock energy that I was looking for in that song, like something like The Who or something, like something they might do. Would I make an acoustic version of any of your albums, EPs? Maybe I would do an acoustic version of Snow Ghosts. I think that would sound really cool, honestly. I'd be down. I never thought about it so deeply, but I think it would be a cool little endeavor for sure. Fad3 or Fade, I think, says, I'd love to know if/when you want to release merchandise. Been really deep into your music in the past couple months and was looking for that, but could not find anything. So we actually are looking to make some merch. First and foremost, we are making a vinyl edition of the upcoming album, and it's pretty cool. It's like a super cool vinyl design, but beyond that, it also includes like a whole nother, like, it becomes like a double album. Like there's a whole nother like 6 songs on it. It's a special edition album. There's more content in there, so for people who like are really like diehard like Mase type of fans, I really think you guys will appreciate that, and you should totally get it. We put a lot of work into that that vinyl version. I'm sorry if I can't say your name correctly, but Jashish Paul says, "Yo, I'm so glad I came across your channel. You're an absolute gem. I've been listening for a while, but I never knew this existed. Absolutely loving everything you're doing." Thank you. My question is, what is your process for writing lyrics, and how do you draw inspiration for your songs? And also, will you be selling any merchandise posters soon? Love you, man. Keep doing what you do. Thank you, Jashish. So I answered the end of your question there a little bit. We are planning to do merch, as I said, but a lot of people have been asking about that, so don't worry, it's on our minds for sure. But in terms of your other question, how do I draw inspiration for songs? I really create, like, a big part of my like writing philosophy is to create the world and the vibe first, and then you write to that feeling. So I generally make the music first and then write to it after. But there are exceptions to that rule. There's certain songs that I wrote like on piano first, like Lonely I wrote on piano first. This upcoming one I wrote on piano first called Jealous. There's definitely a couple that I wrote first on piano and then turned it and like produced it and made it what it is now. Aryan Gupta asks, since you have that logo with different worlds, my question is, do you have all the themes for those future albums or worlds already planned out, or do you make new worlds as you go? Let me just go back a little bit and explain something for people who don't know. I have a logo with 6 dots right here. Each dot represents a different world, I guess, a different planet of ideas. So I guess I've already completed 3, and then I have 3 more to go. And I do have a plan for each of them right now. In fact, one of them is mostly written, like the 4th one's mostly written already. The 5th one is a sketched out idea, and the 6th one is barely started, but I have an idea what I want to do with it. So yes, the answer to your question is yes, there is a plan for them, but how they come to fruition is what requires a lot of creativity, I think. Oisin O'Sullivan asks, opinions on board games, Catan, Monopoly, etc. So I actually played Monopoly like 2 days ago with my wife, and that was a lot of fun. Catan I've never played, but I will say we've been playing the Fallout board game like a lot lately, and it's a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but it is a really fun game, and yeah, I recommend it to everyone. Stefano asks, are you going to make some features in the album after the song with Echoes? Keep going on, yo. The answer to that question is this album is lacking features, and that's on purpose. I really wanted this album to come from like my state of mind without really like including other people in it, I guess. But my brother is a massive part of the album. Like, he pretty much co-wrote this whole thing with me, or a lot of it with me, and it's coming out really well. And also the future stuff, like he's definitely heavily involved in. And I'm definitely down for more features in the future, for sure. Keaton Bishop Marks asks a pretty long question, and I will read it out. You seem more chipper. I hope the social media detox is going well, my man. Here are some questions. 1. As an artist, do you ever fear that people will conflate what you make with who you are? In other words, I feel like it's all too easy to see an artist as a utility for bringing music into the world, and sometimes you forget that they're also a person who's got an entire life and personality of their own. If people conflate me with my music, that makes sense because I am, making the music, and it does come from a real place. So it is real and it's coming from real places. But that being said, I understand if people see me as a utility to bring them music. That's my job, and I love doing that. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest with you, and it makes sense. I think it comes with the territory of being an artist, like that people will associate what you're doing with you. I mean, that makes sense. What's weird is in the past, I actually tried to take a step away from me as an individual and just tried to make worlds where I wasn't attached. But actually, in the last couple of years, things have changed, and everything really is about me. That's not to say it doesn't have to be about you. Like, you could turn it into your own message. His second question is, if you're music could be used as a soundtrack for a movie, video game, etc., would you want it to be used in that capacity? If so, what would the movie, show, video game, etc. be? I would love for someone to use it, but I'm not sure what specifically. I would love to score something one day, but we'll see how that pans out one day. But yeah, it would be crazy. It would be a crazy experience to see something in like a movie or something. Thank you, It's Claire, for asking this question. Hi, yo, I have a question. When you decide that you want to commit to longer form piece of work, such as an album, how do you manage that workload / the expectations and perfectionism you may feel about such a big project? I ask this because I've been trying to write an album since 2016, and I find myself in this never-ending loop of having a few really good parts, but things can quickly become disjointed and the task becomes too much, and I hold myself to an unrealistic standard with what I can create for something as ambitious as a full album. I love everything you do. Thank you for making music that has influenced me so much. I can't wait for an unfiltered stream of consciousness. First of all, I'd like to say what you're feeling is so normal. I think the biggest thing is actually like us as artists, we are perfectionists because we hold all this music so dearly to us. So it makes sense that everything that you're creating, you want it to be perfect. But I think so much of art is also about that imperfection, and I think it's important to let certain things go, you know. So when I'm making a project, there is a point where I go, okay, it sounds good, right? It sounds good. Like I could keep going, I could keep trying to mess with this idea, but ultimately the idea is solid and it's time to let this thing go. And it's hard to let it go, but I think the challenge for you might be seeing what you like about the album and or what you're doing, and just being willing to let it go. Ask yourself if that might be the issue. Basil asks, pretty generic, but what's your favorite color? Pretty generic answer for you, my dude. And the answer is blue. If you don't like blue, you're a psychopath. I'm joking. Thunfish Pizza says, so who's yo? I'm yo. Next question. Mohammed Ez says, what PS5 games are you most excited for? Demon Souls, Spider-Man looks really good, God of War are the three that stick out to me. Emiliana Rosewood asks, how is Blue? Blue is my dog, or my family's dog rather, and she's super cute. JBW asks, my question is, what is some advice that you think everyone should know? My advice is, if you're ever feeling down or feeling bad about something in life, recognize that life comes and goes in waves. Everything in life comes and goes in waves. It's like the wind. It's not static. When you're feeling down, that feeling will go away and you will have better, brighter, more productive days. Learn to enjoy loving the rain. I don't know, the quote that I thought of or heard or something, but it's like, learn to enjoy the rain is essentially saying, yeah, it's a rainy day, but maybe I could learn to appreciate this feeling for what it is, and the rain will pass. But yeah, guys, I think that's the questions for the day. Thank you for tuning in and getting serious with me. Please ask more questions. I will gladly ask more. If you guys have any ideas for videos, I'm all ears. But yeah, see you soon.